What were the cymbals back then?
I had also some crappy like Amati cymbals or something. Amati Takton, you know, it's a East German cymbals. Yeah, and then I got a chance in 1993 from the Hungarian distributor of Zildjian to be a Zildjian endorser, and I got a whole setup for free. That was fantastic.
That was quite a switch.
Absolutely, there was a huge difference between the previous cymbals and this one. And then I used to be Zildjian guy until 2010. So that was during 17 years, and then the Bosphorus guys. Then you know the whole story is the distribution of the Zildjian cymbals in Hungary have been changed several times, and at that time the distribution was not too good. So that's why when the Bosphorus guys sent me an email in 2010, like they checked my stuff and they like it very much, and if I would interested in the Bosphorus cymbals, it's possible to change. And I said, okay, why not? I just tried a couple of times the Bosphorus cymbals in London, but not much. So let's try. Let's check out the cymbals. And one of the guys came to Hungary and to meet with some other drummers, and he brought a huge bag full with cymbals, and that was great. And he offered me to pick some cymbals which I can get, which was a small setup, like I think there was 2 right cymbals and a crash and a hi-hat. and I took it back home and started to test it, and that was absolutely amazing. Then I said, okay, why not? I can change. Those guys are absolutely great people and so professional, so they can really make beautiful cymbals. And then I went to the factory a couple of months later, and I also chose a couple of other cymbals, and so that's great. And then we started to talk about a kind of special signature series, and we started to create something new. I mentioned the guy to the guy at the factory to create a cymbal especially for drum and bass jungle breakbeat music, because at that time there was no any other company who had a whole series for this kind of cymbal. Zildjian had some symbols, and Sebian had also some effect symbols, but there was no any like a whole setup, and we started to figure out like what kind of ride symbols and hi-hats and crash and effect symbols could we create. And I went a couple of times to Istanbul, and we spent together a couple of days, and then I took back the prototypes to Hungary and tested it in some studios, and also I did some videos, and I sent back some feedbacks like what kind of things I want to change. They changed it. I went back again to Istanbul a couple of months later. So that was a long process during 1.5 years. And this signature series just came out 1.5 years before.
So all these symbols are your signature?
Yes, except the 20 trash crash, which is a previous Stanza Moore trash crash. But others are yes, the signatures. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about them. The hi-hat looks 13.
Yeah, it's a 13 with a huge cup. On both sides. The bottom hat is really thick. It's just like a bell, because it gives a bit more noisy sound of the cymbal, and also the global sound of the hi-hat is a very sharpy, which fits perfectly into that kind of really fast tempo drum and bass things.
Right.
Yeah. Also, the top cymbal is more thin, and it's lathed and hammered. But the bottom side of both cymbals are absolutely natural, no any lathing or something.
Yeah.
So it's a special.
Okay,
thing.
the two crashes.
Yeah. This crash is 18, and the bottom side is also natural, no any lathing. The other one is the opposite of this one. This is this has a kind of deep hammering, and it gives a sound which is between a China and then a real crash. So it's a kind of effect crash.
More trashy.
Yeah, more trashy. The other one is a typical full crash, which has a clear sound, no any trashy sound, no any dark sound. So that's a typical crash cymbal. But both cymbals are thin, because I like very much the thinner crash cymbals.
The ride?
The ride cymbal, actually the series contains 3 ride cymbals. This is a rough ride, which has a really dry sound, and also a little bit trashy because of these humps. These are 4 humps in the middle, and the other ride cymbal has the same size as 21, but it's more like a mellow, light, more like a high frequency or oriented light ride. And the shape of that cymbal, I mean the angle of the shape is a little bit bigger, and it also gives a kind of glassy, nosy sound for the. So that cymbal is totally different than this one. And the third one is it could be a typical rock heavy metal ride, because it's a 20-inch and it has a huge cap like this one, and it's really thick. And when you play a really fast drum and bass things, it's great because the articulation of the cymbal is really great. But the weight is like 4.5 kilograms. So it's a really big, really heavy one.
And the effect cymbal?
The effect cymbal is a little 12 China. It's there's some specialties like the edge of the cymbal is really thin, but from this part is much more thicker, and it's hammered here but not here, and it has a six holes. It also gives a kind of trashy and effect type of thing. That's also good as a ride cymbal or a trash hi-hat to play fast things, but it also great to play any solo things with the linear stuff, because the resonance of this channel is quite short, so that's why. Yeah.
Right.